Once upon a time, in a bright, green, and totally amazing jungle, there lived a funny little monkey named Momo. Now, Momo was a real character. He loved bananas. Sure, what monkey doesn't? But there was one thing he loved even more than bananas, and that was attention. Oh yes. Momo wanted to be the star of the show. He dreamed of everyone in the jungle looking at him, clapping their paws and wings and whatever else they had, and shouting, "Wow!" Momo is absolutely amazing. So every single day, Momo would wake up with a new plan to get noticed. He was like a little furry idea machine, but all his ideas were about, well, him. One bright and sunny morning, he found the biggest, flattest rock in the whole jungle. He scrambled to the top, puffed out his chest, and shouted at the top of his little monkey lungs, "Hey everyone! Look at me! I can jump the highest." Higher than anyone, he took a deep breath, bent his little knees, and launched himself into the air. He soared for a glorious second, and then, not so gloriously, he slipped on a bit of moss on his way down. He tumbled and rolled and landed with a giant splat right in a big, gooey puddle of mud. The jungle went quiet for a moment, and then a twitter of laughter from the birds in the trees. A giggle from the other monkeys swinging on the vines. Momo's fur was covered in brown muck, and his face was bright red with embarrassment. He just wanted to disappear. But did that stop him? Oh no! Not our Momo. The very next day, he had another brilliant idea. He gathered a crowd again, standing on that same rock he'd cleaned it off this time, and announced, Okay, maybe jumping isn't my thing, but I can make the funniest face in the whole world. He took a deep breath and began to twist his face into the most ridiculous shape you've ever seen. He pulled his ears, stuck out his tongue, and crossed his eyes so hard they almost got stuck. And just like the day before, everyone laughed. They laughed and laughed and laughed until their sides hurt. But as Momo looked at their faces, a sad feeling crept into his heart. He crossed his little arms over his chest. "They're laughing at me," he mumbled to himself, "not with me," and that felt a whole lot different. That evening, as the sun painted the sky in shades of orange and pink, Momo wasn't his usual bouncy self. He sat all alone under a big, leafy tree, feeling very, very upset. He replayed the day in his head, the laughter, the pointing, the feeling of being a joke. Just then, a little turtle with a wise and wrinkly face slowly, and I mean very slowly, walked by. The turtle stopped and looked at Momo with kind, gentle eyes. My, why the long face, little one? You look as sad as a banana without its peel, the turtle said in a calm, quiet voice. Momo sniffled. I just want everyone to like me, he confessed, his voice barely a whisper. I try so hard to be amazing and funny, but they just laugh at me. The turtle smiled a slow, knowing smile. Oh, I see, he said, nodding his head. You want to be impressive. But perhaps you're trying a bit too hard. The turtle took another slow step closer. Here's a little secret, Momo. Stop trying to impress them. Just be kind. Momo looked at the turtle, confused. Kind. How is being kind going to make everyone clap and cheer for him? It didn't seem very exciting at all. The next morning, the sun rose, and Momo woke up still thinking about the turtle's words. Just be kind, it echoed in his head. He wasn't sure what to do with that advice, so he just started his day, wandering through the jungle. Suddenly, he heard a tiny, desperate chirping sound. He looked up and saw a frantic mother bird fluttering around her nest. A little baby bird, all fluff and no feathers, had tumbled out and was lying on the ground, looking scared. Without a single thought about who was watching, without any plan to be amazing, Momo rushed over. He gently scooped up the tiny, trembling bird in his soft hands. He was so careful, so tender. He then quickly climbed the tree and placed the baby bird safely back in its nest. The mother bird chirped a series of happy, grateful sounds. The other birds in the nearby trees saw what happened, and they began to sing a beautiful, sweet melody. It wasn't laughter. It was appreciation. Momo felt a warmth spread through his chest that had nothing to do with being the center of attention. Later that same day, as he was walking near the berry patch, he saw a little rabbit hopping in circles, looking completely lost and frightened. "Are you okay?" Momo asked. The little rabbit's ears drooped. "I can't find my way back to my burrow," she squeaked. Momo, who knew the jungle like the back of his hand, smiled. "Don't worry," he said. "I'll help you." He walked with the little rabbit, chatting with her and making her feel safe, until they reached her home. The rabbit's whole family came out to thank him. Word started to spread through the jungle. It wasn't about Momo the clumsy jumper or Momo the silly face maker. It was about Momo the kind friend. Soon, animals started gathering around him, not to watch a show, but just to be near him. "Thank you for helping my baby, Momo," chirped the mother bird. "You're so kind," squeaked the little rabbit. An old sloth, who rarely said anything, slowly smiled and said, "You're a true friend, Momo." Momo's eyes widened in surprise. All these animals were thanking him. They were happy to see him. And he hadn't even tried to be funny. He hadn't tried to be famous or impressive. He was just being kind. That evening, as the fireflies began to light up the darkening jungle, the animals gathered around Momo again. This time, it was different. An old, wise elephant stepped forward and said in a deep, gentle voice, "Momo, you are a special member of our jungle community." All the animals nodded in agreement. "And it's not because you make us laugh with your tricks," the elephant continued. "It's because you have a good heart." A huge, genuine smile spread across Momo's face. It was the biggest, happiest smile he had ever smiled. It wasn't a performance. It was real. He finally understood what the wise old turtle meant. He didn't need to be the loudest or the funniest to be loved. He just needed to be himself, his kind, caring self. From that day on, Momo didn't try to impress anyone anymore. He played with his friends, he helped anyone who needed it, and he shared his bananas freely. And the funniest thing happened. Without even trying, everyone in the jungle loved him more than ever. They loved him for his kindness, for his warmth, and for the good heart that shone brighter than any spotlight ever could. And Momo learned that the best kind of attention is the kind you get not for what you do, but for who you are. Thank you so much for watching our story today. If you enjoyed Momo's journey, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more wonderful tales. We love sharing these stories with you. See you next time.